It may surprise you to find out that Batman and Superman haven't always argued about who has the bigger dick. For the most part in the comics, they are actually the best of buddies, often considered brothers, sometimes thinly veiled lovers. But you'll see what I mean by that as I start to discuss World's Finest 289. This weird one-off story was called The Krill Way of Dying. So we all know that Batman's got issues, but this story opens up with Batman feeling particularly emotional. However, like a typical man, he doesn't want to talk about his feelings. Well, he doesn't want to talk to Alfred anyway, or Robin. However, there is one man he'll talk to, a Superman, who now conveniently shows up and is also having weird emotional feelings. Superman says that somehow he knew that Batman needed him, and they have this brief conversation about how they are connected. Then Superman suggests that they should spend the night together. Batman agrees, and so the romance has begun. Next up, we have Batman's internal monologue. Listen to this poetic loser. The Arctic cold is enough to freeze the eyeballs, locking them into the stare of a zombie, unless one happens to be swathed in the heat of a Superman's blazing passage. So after they arrive, Superman uses his big phallic-shaped key to enter into the Fortress of Solitude. When they're in there, they decide, like the most typical slumber party ever, to share feelings with each other. So Batman's feeling frustrated, and it kind of seems like he's kind of feeling sexually frustrated, but at no point is that stated. Then Superman starts spieling out all this business like he's trying to win a girl back. He goes on to state that he and Batman are closer than twins, and then they talk about how their hands fit together. Love seems to be in the air, but as the comic goes on to state, such naked feeling cannot last. And here's where this already super weird comic takes an even weirder, sharp turn. The butt buddies are suddenly attacked by some tentacle, penis, monster, alien things. But before things really get out of hand, Batman somehow figures out a way to communicate with them. He discovers that these creatures were drawn to the Fortress of Solitude by the strong emotions that were emanating from the place. These creatures are called the Krill, and if you thought that it was rude of them to already interrupt Batman and Superman's date, well, just wait and see what they did next. See, when they initially attacked, they were under some sort of spell. However, now that they're free, well, you can see what they're doing, and it's not okay. That's weird. And then, boom, just like that, they die. That's the end of it for them. They straight up die. They screw, then they die. That, apparently, is the Krill way of dying. Normal people, like you and I, might think that this was weird, maybe even a little bit rude, and definitely disgusting. But nope, Superman and Batman, the idiots, think that this is beautiful. They're all like, they lived only to die, and then tears are coming out of the cowl, and the comic literally tells us about how they weep and they hug each other over the ashes of the dead aliens. And there you have it. That's the end of the story. So as you can see, Batman and Superman haven't always been the testosterone-fueled titans that they are nowadays. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm kind of glad that we're not going to see this sort of thing in Batman v Superman. Hopefully, it will be much better than this comic was. So thanks for watching. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of this sort of thing, then please leave a like and a comment, and please subscribe to the channel as well. Ooh, and enjoy the movie.